Hi, good day guys. So I posted in a previous video about a dash cam install into the 12 volt fuse or cigarette lighter in the car. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video, but in that previous video I mentioned that some of these adapters have actual voltage regulators that drop the 12 volts to 5 volts for your dash cam. So in the previous video my dash cam actually needed 12 volts, so there was actually nothing inside my cigarette plug, but that dash cam's now died. So I've got in a new dash cam, and that one actually does require 5 volts. The biggest giveaway is the supplied plug and adapter has a micro USB. So USBs all generally require 5 volts. So inside this, if I was to cut this wire and splice it into the same cigarette tap at 12 volts, my new dash cam will be getting 12 volts instead of 5 volts, meaning it will have an over voltage and fry itself. So instead of cutting this off and splicing it in, what I actually have to do is put a wire to where this is, which is a positive, and a wire to this, which is a negative, and then wire that into the 12 volt fuse. So this silver part here is actually the fuse itself, and this is the ground, these outer rings. What you have to do is break this open and ditch this fuse, because there's already a fuse that we've got in our fuse tap, and splice in the wire for positive there and ground there. So let's take this apart and I'll show you what's inside. So as you can see, this is the circuit that drops the voltage. That spring goes to the fuse, which we don't need. We don't need this fuse. But that spring is where we'll wire our positive. That spring, which we can take out, is where we'll wire our positive. And this little clip where that black wire is, sorry, I don't know if you can see that, that clip is the ground. So put that yellow wire to the voltage in, and the green wire for the ground. So this 12 volts will go into the cigarette lighter, and it's got that fuse tap in there, which is why I've ditched the fuse from this cigarette plug. So 12 volts will go in, ground is ground. This circuit will drop the voltage from 12 volts to 5 volts, which is what will feed into my new dash cam. So I've put the link to that previous video so you can have a look at how to plug it in. It's really easy, but you just got to be careful to check, because you don't just want to cut the wire and splice it in, just in case you are feeding 12 volts to a dash cam that requires 5 volts. As I said before, the easy way to tell is if it's got a USB or micro USB type plug, but just read the specifications on your dash cam. Okay, I hope that helps. Thanks all, and please subscribe if you want to see more videos. Cheers.